Alright, welcome to A Game for Your Thoughts. Today we are talking about Super Mario Odyssey. So usually 3D Mario games are either a hit or miss for me. Which is this one gonna be? Spoiler, it's a hit. This one's really awesome. Just like most Mario games, the story is super basic and not very complex. And if you come for the Mario games for the story, good on ya. But if you're not here looking for a good story, you're not gonna really find one. There's really not much of a story, but the story that is here is a good vessel to get Mario from point A to point B. So the story consists of Bowser up to his usual shenanigans. Peach has this like weird ghost tiara thing, and this ghost tiara thing and Peach both get kidnapped by Bowser, and he's gonna wed them both and make him his queen. And that sounds really terrible because it kind of is. But anyways, it's up to Mario to go and stop him. So the game immediately starts with this amazing battle sequence between Bowser and Mario on his airship, but Mario gets his ass kicked, and so it drops Mario out in the middle of nowhere, and he happens to land in the convenient place of the ghost boyfriend of the tiara. Kind of weird, but it's up to Mario and this ghost hat thing to venture across several kingdoms and stop Bowser. So like I said, the story of Super Mario Odyssey is nowhere near complex and it's nowhere near that interesting, but it does a certainly good job of keeping me invested from going one place to the next. But I don't play Super Mario Odyssey for the story, I come here for the amazing gameplay. So how is the gameplay? So I did a review of Super Mario Galaxy a while back, and my biggest complaint was the controls and how Mario controlled, and this is my biggest complaint with pretty much every single 3D Mario game. And is it improved here? Yeah, it has improved a lot. Mario just feels like you actually have control of him, and he doesn't feel like he's trying to go so fast across these super tiny platforms, which is something I've always had a big problem with. These 3D Mario games wouldn't really be that hard if Mario didn't try to run 1,000 miles an hour across a tiny little platform. And through Super Mario Odyssey, I feel like I can actually control Mario, like I actually know what I'm doing and that he's doing what I want him to do. There is one thing that's kind of a slight nitpick for me, but my wife also had the same problem, is that Mario now has so many different abilities. In Super Mario Odyssey, his abilities has been like doubled or tripled even, and Mario can do so many things, and this is really cool, but when you're playing with the detached Joy-Cons, it's so much easier for you to just do all these abilities, especially with motion controls, but once you have it in docked mode or you're playing with a Pro Controller, you find yourself severely limited by these abilities with the lack of motion control. While these are still available, you find yourself trying to like flip the switch back and forth trying to get it so it works, and it doesn't always work. Just do the thing. Okay, there we go. It was a really big inconvenience. I made playing in handheld mode or with a Pro Controller really inconvenient. So playing with the detached Joy-Cons is definitely the best way to play this game. One other thing I found fairly tedious is that a lot of Mario's moves are very similar in like controls to each other. For example, when you're swimming, you can do a fast swim or a ground pound, and the controls for the fast swim and the ground pound are pretty much the exact same. It only depends on which order you push the buttons in. And when you're doing a fast race where you're having to try to go very fast, trying to push the buttons at the same time is far more difficult than it sounds. And so it just ends up being really annoying when you're trying to do a race and Mario just ends up doing a ground pound straight to the bottom of the ocean, and it's really annoying. But beyond those two things, this is the best controlling 3D Mario game ever, and I really appreciate that because these games are so fun, but those lack of really smooth controls in the previous games was really annoying. So to have them fix it in this game was amazing, and it really made me appreciate the evolution of the series. The newest and most unique thing to Super Mario Odyssey is his ability to take control of enemies. Using Cappy, Mario can throw the hat, and he'll immediately suck himself into these creatures of different shapes all across these different kingdoms. You'll find so many different things you can take control of, and being able to take control of them gives you abilities that you would not have as Mario. You now have control of these characters and the ability to do their special tricks that's very unique to each character. Quick, get him, Cappy! Perfect, I've taken control of this toaster. Now I can make toast whenever I want. Yay! I've taken over control of this dinosaur. Now I can be a dinosaur. Oh no, what have I done? Oh god! This was really awesome as it made the gameplay so varied. There was so many changes and things that were not the same in every single kingdom. Every kingdom is very diverse and holds a different thing of characters and things to control. And this really helped just keep things fresh, keep things new, and it didn't ever get dull because of just the variety of everything going on and all the different characters you can control and use their abilities. By the end, I still hadn't found every single thing I could control, and that was really awesome. I loved that there was just so much to do and so much to explore. And like most 3D Mario games, there is lots to see and lots to collect. And in this game, you have to collect power moons to advance to each kingdom. And in the end, there's 999 power moons. I finished the game with 200, so there was so much endgame to keep me busy long after the story was over. This made it so that there was just so much content in this game. It'll keep you busy for a very long time. At least a minute or two, maybe 3. Mario is also now like fully customizable. You can change what hat type he wears and sort of outfit he wears, and it's really fun, and some of them are pretty goofy. Let's go! Graphically, this game is gorgeous. This game looks really, really good. The tiny little details and like the smooth, just everything looks really, really good. Like one thing I specifically noticed is in the very first kingdom, you find these chain chomps, and if you get close to the chain chomps, you can see like scratches and dents and things like that in the chain chomp's body, which was a really cool small detail. It was just small details like that that make these worlds and these kingdoms really pop. And then just the graphics look really good, and the colors are really bright. And the dark kingdoms that need to be dark are still dark, but there's also like a hint of like fun lightness to it. Just has a really fun light tone that I really enjoyed that mixed well with the bright graphics. One main thing that made each of these kingdoms so fun to explore is each one had a very different theme. Every kingdom was very different from one another in its level design and its characters you run into and the situations you can find yourself in when you get into these kingdoms. And also the reason you go to these kingdoms is very unique to each one. And I love seeing all the different kingdoms. I never really knew what I was going to see next, and I liked it. It just kept things very fresh, and it held a good pace. And each kingdom was definitely, some you can definitely tell put more work into than others, but just the way that the story went into each of these kingdoms, it really didn't matter all that much, but it still kept you busy in each kingdom. You're going to be, if you want to complete every single thing in the game, it's going to keep you busy for a very long time. One thing I really liked about this game was the music. The music is really, really cool in this game, especially there's like it's like a fun jazzy tone to it. And I like jazz music, it's fun. And so having a fun Mario like upbeat soundtrack, but then with a splash of jazz, it was so cool. And so having to go around all these kingdoms and having these fun soundtracks to just keep you occupied while you're there. You're going to be there a while, and so having good soundtrack certainly helps. And once you beat the game, you unlock the ability to go through and play whatever songs you want. So if there's one song you remember hearing, you can go back and play it. And it's so cool. I liked this ability. It just let me listen to the songs I wanted and re-listen to the songs that I really enjoyed. So, the gameplay of Mario Odyssey is so cool. There's so much going on, and graphically it looks well, and it plays really well too. Like I said, this is probably the best controlling 3D Mario game. And one thing that this game does that is so cool is its Power Moons collections. Like I said, there's 999 of them, and each and every one is so unique. Well, you can just buy them with money. That's super lame, because then you just cut out the fun part of exploring and finding moons. You're going to find moons in places you wouldn't even think, and you're going to like go through a level and like be pretty thorough, and you're still going to be missing like 20 moons. So there's still 20 moons out there that you don't know where they are. And it's so cool that it just keeps things so fresh, and just there's a good pace, and you can play this game for hours and not find anything, and it's just so cool, and I like just the exploration of it all. One last fun gameplay thing is now they have the ability to make you switch between 3D and 2D Mario. In specific sections, you'll find these pipes that you can go in, and then all of a sudden it spits you out into a 2D Mario section. And Mario even keeps his fun little costumes, and it's so cute. And these sections are just fun 2D Mario sections where you're just running from left to right and you're bouncing on enemies, and there's certain obstacles in the way, just like classic 2D Mario games. But it's just a fun way to just kind of implement that into the game. It was just a fun like little Easter egg, but I mean they're all over the place, so it's not really necessarily an Easter egg, but they're really cool when you found them, and they're always just a fun different way to find power moons or get from one place to another. One thing that I discovered that someone else told me about on stream that was so much fun, I streamed this game and it was a lot of fun, and I had people telling me, they're like, hey, you do this trick, and they would tell me how to do the trick, and you could do this fun little trick that would help you get from one place to another. Mostly speedrunning tricks, but the fact that they were there were really cool. It's just a cool way to implement the game's mechanics and things like that to find cool new tricks to skip certain sections or to get specific locations that you're technically not supposed to get to yet. So things like that was really cool, and I always appreciate that. So thank you guys for showing me those things, and I had lots of fun checking out those tricks. So in the end, Super Mario Odyssey is my favorite 3D Mario game of all time. Is it one of my favorite games of all time? I probably wouldn't go that far, but I had a lot of fun with this game, and as a 3D Mario game, it was my favorite. As probably a Mario game in general, it was my favorite. This game was so cool. There was so much variety in the gameplay, and the way that just you can change a lot of like scenery, and the way you can change Mario's costumes, and just the gameplay itself was really fun and enjoyable. Collecting Power Moons was very addicting, and I didn't want to stop collecting Power Moons until I'd find myself just running around looking for Power Moons that were there, but I couldn't quite find. In this game, they fixed a lot of what I've complained about in previous 3D Mario games, specifically just the way the Mario controls and handles. While there's still a few little things here and there, they very rarely caused problems, and when they did, they were quite aggravating, but it didn't ruin the experience at all. Not like Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Sunshine, where Mario just controls like he's on freaking cocaine, and I just can't control him, and it's ridiculous. But this game, I feel like I actually have control of Mario, and I love that. It just makes the experience so much more enjoyable. While the story is still nothing too crazy, it doesn't need to be. Getting Mario from point A to point B is all it needed to do, and that's what it did. Well, it does have a pretty satisfying conclusion and doesn't change anything. Nothing big happens. And so it's just a fun vessel to get from Mario from point A to point B, and that's all it needed to do, and that's just fine by me. I liked the soundtrack in this game. I liked the gameplay. I like collecting the power moons, and the graphics were gorgeous. The variety of the kingdoms. There's so much to love in Super Mario Odyssey. And like I said, it's my favorite 3D Mario game, and I hope it's yours as well. So I would highly recommend Super Mario Odyssey for those who like Mario games, for people who like open world platformers, and if you just want a good game that'll keep you busy for quite a while, and it's going to be so much fun. So that's my review for Super Mario Odyssey. I hope you enjoyed the game as much as I did, and I'm so glad that they fixed this game, and I can't wait to see more games just like this, but with different tweaks. And so, I really enjoyed Super Mario Odyssey, and I can't wait to dive back into it and collect some more moons and explore some more of these kingdoms. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to hit that like, subscribe, and the bell to get notified every time I post a new video, that would be awesome. And also, check out all my links down below. I got links to all my cool stuff. I'm on Twitch. I got my website where I post all my rating game reviews. Go and check those out. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter, and go and check that out as well. And if you want to join my ever-growing community, hit me up on Discord. There's a link down below, and you can join that. That'd be great. Hope to see you there. So, thanks for watching Game for Your Thoughts, and we'll catch you guys next time.